What is going on, guys? Matt Schaeffer back here with another Musaic audiophile build for you. This one a Hi-Fi 3 in a brand new Corvette C8 Z06. So let's go ahead and check it out. So since I always start you off with the sub enclosure, we'll get you started with that. You've probably seen one of these videos that I've done in the past. We attacked it pretty much the same exact way. In this case, we did a Helix Slim 10-inch sub. So that sub there is going to rest behind the floor mat, and it's going to have a grill and a matching silver trim ring. That's a full fiberglass footwell enclosure. So again, in a car like this where you don't have any other spot for a subwoofer, that is going to be the default spot. So you can see me sitting here. I am 6 foot, plenty of leg space here. Not uncomfortable by any means. Now underneath the hood here, we are going to have our amplifiers. We're going to have a Helix V12 DSP amplifier, and we're going to have a Helix P1 mono amplifier. Both of these are going to be behind this removable panel. Still allows some room here for travel. Again, you also have the trunk in the back because this is not the E-Ray. From a wiring standpoint, it made more sense to run everything up here. That way we don't have to run all the audio interconnects through the engine bay where it may pick up some EMF. All those amplifiers and everything are right here, tucked behind, again, this removable panel. I can remove it there for you so you can see. We have our Helix V12 DSP amplifier on the right side, and then our Helix P1 on the left side. Everything on a nice, neat amp rack. And we also have a very long service loop, so all of this can be fully removed if you have to work on anything underneath this removable tub. That way, again, everything doesn't have to get fully removed, disconnected, and taken out. Panel goes right back in, fits perfectly seamless. Now, as far as the inside goes, pretty simple, straightforward. Up here at the top, we are going to have our Helix conductor DSP controller in a custom housing. That is going to be an extension off of the factory display. We can color match the LEDs around the blue interior. So that's what that is. Hit this one time, that is now subwoofer volume. Hit it again, and that's going to show us what preset we are on. Now, speaking about the presets, preset number 1 is going to be the factory radio. So everything that ran through the factory radio, just like it did from the factory, is going to run through preset 1. That is going to run through a Nav TV Zen interface. It's going to be a digital preamp interface that is going to perfectly connect the factory signal and digitally take that to our DSP using a Toslink cable. Now, preset 2 is going to be the HEC BT input into the DSP amplifier. That's going to allow our phones to perfectly stream Bluetooth directly to the DSP, bypassing everything that is the factory radio. And why is that important? Well, one, you get a better Bluetooth handshake, a better bandwidth through that connection because it is aptX HD compatible, higher resolution compatible, and again, it's going to just be using better chips than what's going to be in the factory radio. Also, there's not going to be any latency when it comes to audio and video. So if you do watch YouTube videos or whatever it may be, the audio video will be perfectly synced on preset 2. Now, preset 3 is going to be our Astel & Kern SP4000. We created this little modular mount here to perfectly fit in the cup holder, and then of course our player can fit right on top of that, and everything can run through this little area. This is going to be the best way to play music and get the maximum quality out of our system. Obviously, different source material, better source material is going to yield better results. That should be shocking to nobody watching here. We're essentially just using the line out of the player, which is 2 volt fixed out from this player directly to our DSP. Reason we do that instead of going digital is because now we don't have to manage any kind of media that is on our player. So if you do have DSD or higher bandwidth music that your DSP wouldn't be capable of processing, everything will process through the analog output, right? Now, the differential between this and digital, I do think there is quite a A/B difference when you listen to this versus digital. I understand there is an extra conversion happening by going analog out of the player into the digital DSP, back to analog. I understand the additional conversion, trust me. But when you listen to them side by side, I mean, if I won't be damned if there's a difference between the two, where analog out, again, you are using the DACs of this player versus just using the DAC of the DSP when you go analog out. So you are initially breaking down that file through the Astel and Kern and the high-end DACs that reside in the player versus all of those files being broken down solely by the DSP, right? So the additional width, depth, separation to me is very noticeable just right off the rip, playing the same exact media through digital versus analog using the same exact preset. So that is why we always go analog out. Now, as far as the speakers go, very simplistic, straightforward setup in this case. We already showed you the sub that's down here in the footwell. In the doors are very confusing when you look at them because it doesn't look like a traditional speaker grill, but there are vents up under here, and all of this hides, which would be a factory, I believe it's a 10-inch or 9-inch mid-bass driver that is there. Overlay some pictures here where we did the Helix i7 mid-bass down here. We made a new bracket to mimic the old speaker, so everything perfectly bolts into place. Of course, fully sound treated the inner and outer door skin. Also, we fully sound treated this floorboard here where the subwoofer is. That way there's absolutely no resonance when it comes to the bass and the mid-bass of this vehicle. Right up here behind this grille is going to be our 4-inch Helix i7 mid-range. And then up on the dash in the corner is going to be our i7 tweeters behind that factory grille that you can see right there in the corner. We did keep the factory center channel in place here. That way when we are tuning our different presets, preset 1, that center channel can remain active. Preset 2, when we're listening to Bluetooth, that center channel is still connected to the factory radio. That way we can receive and utilize phone calls without changing presets. So that center channel is just using the signal from the digital input from our nav TV piece, and the rest is using the HEC BT as the source. And then preset 3, same thing. We have that center connected to the factory radio. Therefore, all of the Bluetooth, the chimes and everything are emanating through that center channel. Also the turn signals. So yeah, guys, super simplistic, straightforward job that's based purely on performance. Again, we utilize most of the factory locations here. We did add that sub. But again, everything is super streamlined, looks factory, and you feel like you're driving the same exact car. I'm always very impressed with how these Corvettes turn out based on the soundstage. That front sub in this thing is totally freaking killer. Love how it images, love how much depth and attack there is on the dash of this thing. But yeah, super happy. If this is the first time seeing us drop a video, make sure you follow us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, make sure you drop a comment, help out that algorithm, and hit that alert bell letting you know anytime we drop a new video. Make sure you follow us on TikTok. We'll drop a lot of videos on here well before they make it out to YouTube. Same thing with Instagram. Here are our 3 handles below. Give us a follow there. We also do a lot of reels well before they make it out to YouTube. Check out our website, musaicdesign.com. This is going to be a one-stop shop to see all the different videos we've done throughout the years, all the different projects, the write-ups, the build logs. If you don't have a Corvette and want to see other vehicles that we've done, see if we've done something that you have, go check us out there. Everything is fully listed underneath our collection. If you want to contact me for a build, here is my phone number followed by my email address. These are the 2 best points of contact for me. And like always, guys, I appreciate the feedback, appreciate the follow, and
until next time, peace.
Forgetting you don't love me no more. Keep forgetting you don't